Hi guys, this is take 4. So welcome to the Eventologist Expert Highlight. My name is Anna Osherov. I'm the founder of the Holistic Business Hub. And today I'm actually starting a brand new series, a weekly series, where we will be talking to eventologists, business owners that run events. Today we're going to be talking to the amazing Kerryn Powell. Kerryn Powell has been running events for a really long time and she will tell us a bit more about it. Hi Kerryn. Kerryn runs a company called Your Time Matters. And so without further ado, I'm going to bring Kerryn on and we're going to have a chat. And it's adding. Hi Darren. Go internet. Guest declined. Kerryn, I need you to not decline. Bring you on camera. Come on. Yes. Say yes, Kerryn. I will be on camera with you. Guest declined the live video invitation. Kerryn, let me know what problems you're having. Because I keep asking you to come on board and it says that you're declining.
Now.
Yay! Yay! How exciting! Welcome.
Thank you, and I'm so sorry. As I've said to you before, you learn something new every day, and this is a first for me doing a Facebook Live interview. So sorry about my technical glitches.
I'm very honoured that I get to do the very first Facebook Live interview with you. Welcome. How's the morning other than the slightly stressful?
A little bit stressful, but it's a beautiful sunny day, so we should be very pleased that the weather's warming up. So it's a great opportunity to talk to you and to kick the day off well.
Amazing. So the reason I'm doing this whole episode, it's basically an eventologist expert highlight where I want to talk to business people who utilize events as part of their marketing model. And I know, Kerryn, you've been running events for a very long time. I've been to quite a number of your events. And so I'd love for you to give me a little bit of information about who you are, what you do, and a bit about your business.
Sure. My events have been running for 5 years in November, which is really amazing to believe. And I started them because I thought there was a better way to network and that people needed to focus on relationships and having the knowledge that they needed, because small business is a pretty lonely place sometimes, and having people that support you and understand you and share your trials and tribulations, I thought was a valuable thing. And having a teaching background, I believe that everybody has to learn something new every day. Hence the technical glitches today, but now I know how to do
it. Amazing. And so what's your dream and your vision? There's a lot of networking events out there, and I know that you do something different with Your Time Matters. So I really want to know, what was the dream and the vision behind the idea of Your Time Matters and the types of networking events that you run?
Funnily enough, I think it's sort of metamorphed over the time. In fact, I'm writing a book at the moment, and it's made me reflect on where I've come from. And I think when I started out with the events, it was just that there was a better way to do it. People were pitching all the time and not really having a conversation. So YTM first started with speed networking. But my theory there was that I actually wanted them to have conversations. So they had 3 minutes each, and I gave them questions to ask each other to delve a little bit deeper into their business. But what happened? One, it was frenetic, and everybody was sort of just blown away by the noise and the chatter, but they still were just pitching at each other, and they weren't using the guidelines. And if you find networking a little bit, uncomfortable or a bit daunting, having someone sort of, just spit words out at you is really not that nice of an experience. You don't get enough out of it. And so over the time, YTM's become much more sort of a warm and welcoming environment, that people are nurtured when they come, and when we have different styles, so that it doesn't become a dull and boring and there's no set agenda, and business is still being written, and relationships are happening, and collaborations are happening all the time. Half the time I don't even know about them, because I don't track that sort of thing, which is probably a mistake. But it's really about the growth of the person, personally and professionally. So the dream was to understand and to encourage people to understand that a network is part of life, and it transforms your life and it enriches your life, and you can make a difference to so many people in even small ways by being interested in them and what they do.
Great. That is a really, really wonderful vision. And so let's delve a little bit further into the type of events that you run. They're networking events, but I know that you have different types of networking events. Sure. And they have different purposes. So I'd love to know, and also you also do some corporate things as well. So I'd love to know sort of the breadth of all the different types of events that you run and have run in the past as well.
Okay. My original career was in the travel industry, and I was organised conferences and individual travel, and so I was always helping people sort of create, to find their dreams. So that's also comes, and we also had a variety, because one of the reasons I moved out of travel and went into teaching, and I gave it up because I didn't like having a set standard all the time and having to do everything, reading at 9:10 every day did my head in. So if I ran the same sort of event all the time, I would just, I often joke that my husband's the only thing that's stable in my life for the last 37 years. I move everything around in the house. I like change. So we run 4 types of events so that it keeps it interesting and it creates different conversation. They appeal to different people. So some people like the progressive dinner event because they like the relaxed part of having a meal and a conversation. Other people like Connect with Confidence, when we play cards, and the cards get you to talk about your business in sort of a fun game way. And it's almost like a sort of dinner for 8 sort of environment, because you're talking to a group at once. Yep. And Learn, Grow, Achieve the other night is more an interactive workshop where, Jenny DeLacy did a great job talking about video, and everybody, we had people getting up and practicing and, testing out and pushing the boundaries and gaining knowledge. So I've run these events for groups as well, and for conferences, and just to get, I believe an organisation needs its internal networks to be able to communicate and to know each other as importantly as the outside networks that we have. So it's all about conversation, confidence building, listening, and joining the dots, because often people sort of say something and you can help or give them some guidance or help them get through their problem, but they actually haven't asked for it, but you can pick up what they need and might have a connection that can help them. So
great.
So the teacher comes out of me all the time.
Yeah, I've been to your events and they're absolutely fabulous. I've been to the confidence one where we do the cards, and the cards are amazing. You wrote the questions on the cards, is that right?
Yes. Yeah, there's 2 cards, so, and there's a 3rd set in development. So yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolutely great idea, and you're right. This week with Jenny DeLacy, it was really good to have that sort of expert there and teach us all and do a bit more of an interactive segment. And I think it's great to have the different types of events, because a lot of people I find run a very similar structure every time, and so having something that is different gives people an opportunity to connect with you and with each other in a different way.
Sure. So, I was in a business group for a breakfast for several years, and it was very great. It was really good. But once again, going back to that same thing all the time just, was not for me. So I think that there's other people out there that feel similarly. So it's an alternative, really. Yeah. And also sorry for interrupting. And also it's complementary, because you should network in a few places and be, I help people work out a strategy where they should network, and you network for different reasons. So, and meet people for different reasons. So.
Amazing. Now I've got a really interesting question here for those of us, or for those people that are, learning the world of events and learning the world of event marketing and how to effectively, utilize events as part of a model for an effective business. What I'd love to know is, what are your 5 major moves that actually help you progress in creating those sold out events?
I think one of the main ones, firstly, you might not like me saying this. You might not like me saying this because it's very hard to sell out an event. Like it is really, really hard. And anyone who thinks that they can do it straight away, it's 5 years that I've run events, and I've run them in various locations around Melbourne. Brighton goes really well. It's been going the longest. It's been going for 5 years. But I've run them in Kew and Roeville and Docklands, and they're hard to get off the ground. And so the reason that they run better in Bayside is because I suppose it's home territory, and I'm known more in the area. So it's very important to be known. And so brand awareness, your networking, your contacts that you meet with people at other events, and they get to know you. Like Anna, you're doing a great job. I see you popping up at networking events all over the place. That's a great approach. So I would say one of them definitely is to be known. If you suddenly think, I'm going to run a workshop, and I'm going to run a workshop and I'm going to fill it, but you actually haven't got any connections in that area, you are starting behind the starting background. So being known, having brand awareness, being clear about who you want to attract, and describing your event. And sometimes I still struggle with that because that my events are really about personal and professional development as well, and not just about referrals. In fact, referrals come out of it, but it's more organic. So to being clear with what you're offering and the benefits for people to come. For me, a venue is absolutely critical. The sense of a space is really important to me. And I think that helps people to relax into the situation. Transport to that, so like the holistic business hub being on the train line and having the car parking, great big ticks.
I didn't ask her to say that.
No, she didn't ask me to say that. We had lots of conversations because some of my events wouldn't be suitable for the holistic hub because of the structure of the event. Others would fit there perfectly. So you have to find the right venue. So no, she didn't ask me, but I reckon so that's 3. Oh, is that 4? Good.
We've got be known, run events where you are known and have brand awareness. We've got be clear in who you're running the event for. Understand what are the benefits of the event.
Yes.
And then the right venue.
And time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and time. And not, if you only have a few people and you wanted more, don't let that put you off, because you learn from even a small group. So, and in fact, when I've run an event that maybe has 10 people instead of 20 people, people actually prefer it. They prefer it because they feel more comfortable, they get to know each other better, they have better conversations, and the conversion rate to other things is about the same. So not to be put off by thinking you have to have a whole room full. It's, awesome. You want quality people who want to support you, not a lot of people that just come along.
So. Actually, it's interesting that you say that, because I sometimes find that when we use the word support, it sometimes negates an exchange from a business perspective moving forward. So I find that you want a room full of people that are supportive, but they're not there to support you. Because if they're there just to support you, they're not there to actually, participate in the premise of what the event's held for. Do you find the difference in that?
You want them to be genuinely interested and to see value in what you're offering them. But I do have a meetup group. Now, this is quite a funny story. I have a meetup group. There are 450 people in it. Yeah. It's called Enthusiastic Business Networkers Melbourne. Yes. And I've had three people come from that group to an event. Yeah. So it's the quality of your list and the people that you're connecting with, just having a lot of people that say they're enthusiastic but don't really follow through. So
Great. And I've got another, this is a bit of a curveball for you. Do you have a little horror story that you can share with us that people can kind of, I don't know, learn from, that, you know, we can, because we all make mistakes. I'm sure we've all had events that have gone a bit sideways. So I just love to know if you have a story that kind of.
Oh, there's lots of little funny ones, and I suppose the most recent one was the other night on Tuesday night when I had put together a little video of funny bits of clips that I'd done, and it was all set up with the digital projector and all that sort of thing, but it didn't buffer, and so it just got stuck, and I couldn't show it. But I have learned over time, and I think probably from being a classroom teacher, you just have to go with whatever's happening and work through it. So we just stopped and we didn't use it, and then I sent it out in an email yesterday. So have a backup plan. Know what you're going to. You need to be aware of risk mitigation and what you're going to do if something goes wrong. So always practice the setup and make sure that your equipment's working. I've shown videos from there lots of times before, and I have never had this problem. In hindsight, what I probably should have done was turn the video on at 5 o'clock and let it buffer all the way through, because by the end of the event it was actually working, but we'd swapped to a different laptop and it wasn't worth swapping around the wires and everything to show it. So you have to be prepared to make some judgments on your feet at the time, the best you can. So
yeah, tech is a very interesting thing, and I guess that's the thing with a live event, is that you don't know exactly what's going to happen, and so having the calmness of mind and just knowing that the people in the room are also there to support each other and support you, and they want to learn and they want you to succeed. So realistically, having that knowledge allows you to, instead of getting flustered, just to move on, and it was great. Great. Well, this kind of brings us to a bit about the end, but I would love to know, where are your next events? Where can people find you? Where can people follow you to actually attend, a YTM incredible event?
Thank you. The next event is the 30th of October. It's a Connect with Confidence event. So there is an insight by Dr. Lee Serge on 5 key steps to reduce stress in your business, because we have events that are about AdWords or video or terms and sort of problems and opportunities come up. We'd have a whole range, but this is sort of a health well-being one, because I think it's the end of the year and everybody's getting a bit I've got so much to do before Christmas and planning for the new year. So she's going to do a 20-minute presentation. So there's various components to YTM, and then one of the differences with YTM is that I sort of match make people. So I find out who they'd like to connect with and then put them into groups, and we play cards that connect with confidence. So you get dealt 5 cards and you talk about your business in relation to the cards. And it's amazing the way the conversations go. It really adds to a deeper level of conversation. And then we have a Progressive Dinner, which is our last event for the year, on the 28th of November. So they're the 2 events that are coming up.
30th
Details
of October,
on
30th
of October.
And 28th of November.
Correct.
Great.
Correct.
I'll put the link to get the tickets in the feed underneath this, in the comments, so people can access that. But where can people find you?
They can find me on my website, yourtimematters.com.au, and there's resources on there too about downloads for networking tips, and also how to blend your networking online and with LinkedIn. So there's lots of things and lots of blogs and things to help you with sort of how to find the events for you, and also on Facebook, of course with LinkedIn. You can connect with me there, Instagram, and of course see me at an event and come and talk to me. One of the reasons I do what I do is I just love people, and I really am fascinated all the time by what they do. And in fact, my book that's coming out shares a lot of stories of not-for-profits that have spoken at YTM or people that I've met, and the lessons that we learn from those relationships, conversations. So yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time this morning, Kerryn. I'm glad that we got it all sorted out.
Thank you for the lesson in live, and I appreciate the opportunity. And I think this is a great initiative because once again, it's about supporting each other and helping people grow their business, their confidence, and gaining knowledge. So thanks a lot, Anna.
Great. Thank you, Kerryn. So tune in next week on Thursday at 8:30 or thereabouts. I'm not sure who we're going to have on, so it'll be a surprise, but keep an eye on this place space, and we'll have some more Eventologist expert highlights to show you guys, to teach us, all of us, how to run events and create great events to build your business one sold out event at a time. I'm going to say goodbye.
And your program. Yeah, see, and I think your program to support people in that event thing is really valuable. So definitely, this is a great initiative. Thanks a lot.
Thanks
See you
so
later.
much. Have a lovely day. Bye, guys. Bye, Kerryn.
Bye.